I'd like to show you my solution to the Your Turn exercises on page 46 in the course packet. It gives us a really nice opportunity to practice some VI, and maybe it helps also to hear my comments while I'm creating the solution. So the first thing that we're going to do is be a little bit lazy. So here's my class directory out on Hardin, and you're going to remember that we already referenced this employee data set in Siegel.sas. I'm going to cat that, and so we did some various things with that, including setting up the libname. So rather than retyping all those libnames, I think I'm first going to copy that file. So I do a copy. What was it? Siegel.sas, and let's put this on page 46, problem1.sas. So if we do an ls, you're going to see a new file out there called page 46, problem1.sas. Let's edit that. So vi page 46 page1.sas. Now let's see. I guess I'm going to delete everything. And by the way, I just hit J 3 times to go down. Let's just delete everything from data on down. So to do that, I would hit D, capital G. So capital G takes you to the end of the file. So we're going to delete the end of the file. And let's see, part A says we need to set up a format. So let's do that. I need to open a line, so I hit little o. And let's see, proc format. We need to set up labels for female and training level. So we need to name this format. So value is going to say, all right, here's the name of the format. Let's call it female. Then no semicolon there. 0 takes the value male, and 1 takes the value female, or I should say 0 is displayed as male, 1 is displayed as female. Then I end that value statement with a semicolon. I might as well stick training level in here as well. So value, train lev. I could call it anything I want, but it's kind of nice to be consistent. 1 is equal to low. Got to stick this stuff in quotes. 2 is equal to medium. And then 3 is equal to high. Reading ahead over here, you're going to see that part I wants us to make some formats for annual age. So let's make another format, value. This is part I. I'm going to call this age bin. And let's just put a little note to ourselves. Note this is part 1I. And then the lowest value in SAS is called low through 40 is equal to, let's call it less than 40. Then 41 through 46 is equal to, well, 41 through 46. 47 through 52 is equal to, well, 47 through 52. And then 53 through high is going to take the value 53 plus. I have to end it with a semicolon. Probably want to end all of this with a run. Now let's go back and let's just walk our way through this. So part B says create a frequency distribution of both female and training level using the formats. So why don't we give ourselves a title? So problem 1B, nice title there. And to make a frequency distribution, we're going to say proc freq, and then data equals sscc.employee. Remember, we assigned sscc upstairs. And then we're going to do a table on both female and train lev. And then we'll type run. Now, reading ahead, part C is, well, same frequency distributions without the formats. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a curly brace, left curly brace, to bring me back to the top of that chunk of code. And I'm going to yank it. So hit yank, and then right curly brace. I'm going to yank 5 lines. Alternatively, I could have said 5 YY for 5 yank yank. Now I'm going to do a capital P. And actually, I'm going to do 2 capital P's, 3 capital P's. All right, now we're going to edit away. So let's go down. By the way, if I do a couple Control E's, it scrolls everything up, and you'll see I have a bunch of copies of this now. So part B says I'm supposed to use the formats. So I'm going to do J, 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 and then I'm going to open a new line with a little o. Actually, hold on, I'm not going to open a line. I'll undo that. Let's yank this line. Yank, yank, and then P to put it. Now let's change table to format. So change word, CW, format. Let's do 2 words. So W, W. Now I'm going to insert with I, female dot is the format. Now to get the end of the line, I'm just going to hit $, train lev dot. So this just says apply. So the train level variable should be displayed with the train level format. Remember, formats always have a dot in them. So we've successfully done part B, I think. Let's see if it runs. Let's go down to the next chunk of code and just update our title. So if I do a search for 1B, it takes me down here. It's kind of hard to see with the cursor there. I've got the cursor, see the gray is where the cursor is. If I do an R, that means replace, and then C, it changes 1B to 1C. So cool, we're done with that. Let's hit next. Part D is make a crosstab of female versus training level. So I'm going to do an L to position the cursor over B. I'm going to change it to D, so RD. We need a crosstab of female and training level using the formats. So to make this a crosstab instead of individual frequency distributions, we just have to put a star between female and training level. So I'm going to do J, J to go down, and then let's do H, H to position the cursor over the space. Hit little r and then star, makes that a crosstab. So we're done with that. Part E, compute a bunch of stuff for age and years. So I'm going to do a next, little n is next. That finds the next occurrence of 1B. Let's do an L to position the cursor over B. Change that to an E by hitting RE. So now we have problem 1E. So we need the sample size, all these things that are computed by proc means. So let's go down, so J, and then do 2 big B's. So big B, positions cursor over freak. Let's change word, so CW, let's make that means. Now, means by default gives you just the sample size, mean, standard deviation, min and max. There's a bunch of different stuff that we want. So we need to type that in. That goes at the end of the line. So hit $, then hit little I to insert. Sample size is n, sum is sum, mean is mean, variance is var, standard error is stderr, skewness is skewness. Oops, better spell it right. All right, now R is happy, or SAS is happy. And we want this for age and years. We don't want it for training level. So I'm going to do a down. I'm going to go back to the beginning of the line, which is 0. Now I'm going to hit capital C. Capital C changes to the end of the line. Space, space, var, age and years. Remember that means takes a var statement instead of a table statement. Cool. We're flying right along. Let's see. Part F says now we have to do a bunch of things for the annual salary variable. Again, I'm kind of lazy, so let's just copy this whole chunk of code. I'm going to do a left curly brace. We're going to yank, so Y to the right curly brace. And let's put this one, let's just put it once for now. I'm going to do a right curly brace, a J. Let's find E, so FE. Oops, hit semicolon. Find the next E. I'm going to change that to what part F, so RF. Changes that to F. We need to do a bunch of percentiles as well as the min and max for annual salary. So I did a J to go down. Let's hit find capital N. Finds that occurrence of capital N. Let's change to the end of the line by hitting cap C. And then I'm just going to type all these things out. So min want the first percentile, which is P1, P5 is the 5th, P10 is the 10th, Q1 is the 25th, median is the 50th, Q3, P90, P95, P99, and then max. I have some automatic word wrap on, so if I don't want that to wrap the line, I'll go K to move up. Capital J joins two lines. Doesn't really matter. Nothing goes wrong if you have that on a new line. I just like my code looking pretty. Okay, now we need to change the age in years to annual salary. So I'm going to do a J and then a B. Let's do a change word, CW, and change that to Ann, S-A-L-R-Y. Hit escape. Cool. Let's go on. Now notice the next one is pretty much the same variable and everything, but different statistics, so I might as well block and copy this. So left curly brace, yank right curly brace, put, right curly brace brings me down. I'll do some control-E's to move up. Let's do a J, find F, so FF, RG, changes that to a G. Let's do a J to go down. Let's find F, the first occurrence of big M. And let's go back and read the problem. So print only the mean and sample size. So I'm going to do a cap C to change to the end of the line. So sample size is N and then mean is mean. Hit a semicolon. Now we want to do this by training level. So I'm going to hit enter. I'm still in insert mode. We can do that with the class statement. So train lev. Now, I didn't tell you to put the formats on, but let's put the formats on. So to put the formats on, I need a format statement. I'm just going to yank this. So yank, yank, then put, change word, format. Now, might as well hit escape, hit $, and let's insert train lev dot. So that puts that format on. So I think we're done with part G. Let's move on to part H. Part H says find the mean salary level for each training level and gender combination. Well, it's pretty much what we had in this previous part. So I'm going to do a left curly brace, yank right curly brace. Just for variety, let's do a cap G, takes me to the end of the file, and then a put, cap P. Now let's do a J, find G, so FG, RH, changes that to an H. Now we want this for every training level and gender combination. So if I do two J's, I'm going to do an insert, female. Hit escape. Let's do another J. Let's do a $. Now remember, we just inserted the word female. If I hit dot, or period, it does it again. Isn't that cool? I'm going to do an L and another dot, inserts it again. Now I need a dot after that second female since it's the name of the format, so I'll hit A dot, escape. And I think we're done with part H. Yeah. I think we're done. Cool. Let's see. Part I we've already done. Part J says find the mean salary for each of the 4 age groups. Well, that's just like what we did here in H. So I'm going to do a left curly brace. Let's do a yank right curly brace. Cap G goes to the end of the file. Cap P puts it again. I'll do a couple control-E's to bring that up. Let's do a J, find H. So FH. And this is part J, so we'll replace that R with the letter J. And let's see, what do we have to do? Find the mean salary level for each of the 4 groups. All right, so we need to do 2 J's and a B. Do a cap C to change the end of the line. Let's change the class variable to age in years. And let's do a J, a back. I'm going to hit dot. Now we need to put the right format on this. I think we called it age bin. And we should be done. So I think that's right. Part K. We're on a crosstab of age versus training level. Well, why don't we go steal our previous crosstab code. I'm going to find that by saying question mark. Question mark searches backwards. Freak. So that brings me to this last time that I'm going to do next. That brings me up to the top one up here. You can see where all right. I'm going to do 2 Ks. Let's yank that. So yank right curly brace. I'm going to hit cap G to bring me to the end of the file, cap P to put it. And I'll do a couple J's to get me down to the bottom. And let's see. First off, let's change that B to what? This is part K, I guess. So RK. Oops, don't want to. And what do we have to do? So it's age versus training level. So I'm going to do a couple of Ks. Instead of having female, let's put age, years. So I did a change word there. Hit escape. Let's go down. So it's J. And then back for B and hit dot. Changes that to age and years. Do a word. So W. Change word. Age bin. Hit escape. And I think we're done with part K now. Part L, what's the correlation between annual salary and experience? Well, I think I'm just going to type this. So title, problem, I suppose it wouldn't have hurt us to 1L to use VI, but proc core, data equals sscc.employee. And let's see, we need a var statement for proc core and salary and then exp years. Back, run. Part M, make a box plot. Okay, I'm going to hit escape, left curly brace, and let's yank this. So yank right curly brace, cap G, cap P to put it. Looks like I have an extra line in there, so we'll delete it, DD. Find L, semicolon, get me to the second L. Change that to M. Now let's go J, cap B, change word, univariate. And let's see, we need a box plot. You get that with the plot statement. So I'm going to do $, insert, plot. And we want annual salary. We'll do J. Now we'll do DB. Deletes backwards. Do a cap X, it'll get rid of that extra space. And I think we're done with problem 1. Let's write this out. And we're going to do a SAS, page46p1.sas. Then let's edit all the files, page46p1.star. And we'll see what happens. No errors. That makes me happy. I'll just page down to this. I'm doing Control F. Do a next. And I think we have our answer. So that's the solution to problem 1. So I'll quit out of that. Let's do a :Q. Oops. How do I get out of this? :Q, exclamation point means I really want to get out. And that's it. So I suggest trying this on your own. You'll get good at VI very quickly.